reach towards group number 17, and in the group number 17 I am going to start with the oxidation state. Okay, with the oxidation state. Okay, so student, whenever we are talking about the oxidation state, as we have studied in the group 15 also and the group 16 also, same way we are going to study over here also. Okay, so in this group, what is going to happening there, or what they are saying? They are saying halogens usually are showing -1 oxidation state. What they are showing? Usually -1 oxidation state. And you know very well why they are showing -1 oxidation state, because they have configuration NS2 NP5, means they required only one electron, clear, to become stable. Okay, then after that beta, usually what we are saying, the fluorine is the element. See, after that what we can say there, that fluorine is there. Fluorine will show only -1 oxidation state. What will show? No positive oxidation state. Fluorine will show only -1 oxidation state. Okay, but the others, but the other elements will show +1 +3 +5 and +7 oxidation state. What they are showing? +1 +3 +5 and the +7 oxidation state. Why this is so? This is so because they all are having a vacant d orbital. What they are having? Vacant d orbital. So I will explain you with one example of the chlorine. You just see, all of you over there, I am taking a chlorine over here, and as you know very well, chlorine is having a vacant d orbital. Chlorine is having vacant d orbital. So let's see what I am going to do over there in the chlorine. You just see there, all of you. Chlorine I have written there. Now chlorine I am writing in a ground state. In a ground state. So what is going to happening there? This is 5s orbital. This is 5p orbital, and this is 1 2 3 4 5. This is 5d orbital. Okay, now we are writing the electron into that. Now as you know very well, 5s is containing 2 electron, 5p is containing 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, this is 5p5. Then after that then again we are writing. Now see, in this case beta, 1 electron is there. Chlorine, only 1 electron is there, so chlorine can show -1 or +1, both they can show. Okay, now you see, for the first excited state, chlorine in the first excited state, you please write it full, first excited state. Then what is going to happening over there? You just see, this is a 5p. Now this is a 5d, 1 2 3 4, and total 5 orbitals are there. Now students, what to do there? Here 1 electron will be promoted. From where it is promoted? It will be promoted from the 5p, from there. Okay, then it will become like this. ये है यहाँ पर, then this one, then this one. Oh, is that clear? 1 electron has been promoted. Now how many unpaired electron is there? 3. So that is why its oxidation state will be +3. Okay, now you see chlorine in the second excited state. What I am writing? chlorine in the second excited state. You must see there, all of you, please, what is going to happening over there. See, I'm making it again, all these d orbitals, 1 2 3 4 and 5, 1 2 3 4 and 5. Just see. Now one electron will be promoted from where? Yes, it will be promoted from there only. Then what will it will become? 1 2 3 4 and 5. Now how many unpaired is there? 5 unpaired is there. That is why oxidation state will be +5. Same way we can do one more oxidation state, means third excited state. Now when we are going to make a third excited state, you must see it very carefully what is going to happening over there. Then again I am making the 5p. This is again I am making 1 2 3 4 and 5. Now student, all of you see there, please, what is going to happening there. One electron from there will be promoted from this side, so it will become 1 2 3 4 and 5. Okay, and see. Okay, now how many is there unpaired electron? Total unpaired electrons are 7, so it means this one will show +7 oxidation state. So means they can show +3 +5 and +7 oxidation state. is that clear to you? Okay, so mean this is a way, mean why the other elements are showing higher oxidation state, because of the presence of the vacant d orbital. Okay students, I hope you all are getting this point. Thank you very much to all of you. Okay, welcome back student to all of you. Now we are going to start with the chemical trends in group number 17. What we can say? Chemical trends in group number 17. Okay student, see all of you one by one. Number one, usually we are saying that the reactivity order, reactivity order will be like this: F2, Cl2, then Br2, then I2. Okay, and usually what we are saying, that fluorine is most reactive element. Fluorine is the most reactive element, most reactive among all the halogen. And but I think you know one thing you are knowing very well, why the reactivity decreases down the group. We have done in group number 16 also, because electron gain enthalpy usually decreases. That is why their reactivity order is decreases. Clear? Now after that, beta, we are going to do second point. In the second point, what to do there? In the second point, beta, we have to talk about the bond dissociation enthalpy. What to talk about? We have to talk about the bond dissociation enthalpy. And whenever we are talking about the bond dissociation enthalpy, then usually what we are saying over there, usually we are saying that bond dissociation enthalpy, or see, they are saying all the halogens are usually having low bond dissociation enthalpy. Do you know why, beta, all the halogens are very low dissociation enthalpy? The reason behind it is this one only. You see, please, that suppose FF is there, let it be Cl is there, or you can take any molecule, Br is there. When we are writing these molecules, around them there is a lone pair of electron like this. I'm representing only fluorine and chlorine, others will remain same as it is. You might be seen there. Have you seen? This is the fluorine. Now I'm writing the lone pair for the chlorine also, 2 4 6 2 4 6, and similarly it will be for bromine and the all. Now what is happening there, student? These pairs, these non-shared pair will repel each other. Will they repel or not? Yes, they will repel each other, and due to the repulsion, bond length is going to increase. And when the bond length is going to increase, then what is happening there? Their reactivity also increase. Now, but the question arises here, what usually they are saying. Now one thing is clear, why the halogens have low bond dissociation enthalpy. because of the non-shared pair of electron, repulsion is there. Okay beta. And second thing here what they are saying, that the fluorine, this F2 is having a least bond dissociation enthalpy. Okay, usually what is I will make for you people, you please see, all of you, there will be a, yeah, there is a F2, I'm writing, then Cl2. Okay, just I'm going to write over there these values are there, that F2 is having, just wait all of you, that F2 is having this much of value of bond dissociation enthalpy. I'm writing over there, then you will better understand. I'm writing some values over there, you must see there. See, here I'm writing F2, here Cl2, here Br2, and here I2. Okay, you just see the values what I'm putting over here. F2 is 158.8, Cl2 is 242.6, Br2 is 192.8, and I2 is 151.1. Clear? Now what is going to happening over there, if you will see there, then this fluorine, okay, this fluorine is having a, you can see, bond dissociation enthalpy is very low. You know why it's very low? It should be very high because it is coming in the starting, but it is very low. Why it's very low? Because size of the fluorine is very small. Okay, and due to its small size, repulsion will be very high. What will be high, beta? Repulsion will be very much high around the fluorine. Okay, that is why fluorine is having almost least bond dissociation enthalpy, means very less bond dissociation enthalpy. It is just only greater than that of the iodine. Is that clear? Okay, same way. Okay student, after that beta, we are going to do next point is there, that I think everybody is knowing that point that all the halogens are having very high negative value of electron gain enthalpy. What they told, that all the halogens have very high negative value of electron gain enthalpy, very high negative electron gain, very high negative electron gain enthalpy. I think everybody is knowing why. Because of their configuration. Their configuration is NS2 and P5, and they can easily gain one electron. And student, one thing more, due to this reason only, halogens are called powerful oxidizing agent. What are they called? Halogens are called powerful oxidizing agent. What do you call them? Powerful oxidizing agent. Okay, means they have high tendency to gain the electron. Clear hai? Acha, and but one thing more is there, that usually after that what we are saying, usually we are saying that F2 is the strongest oxidizing agent and I2 is the weakest oxidizing agent. What we are saying usually, that F2 is the strongest oxidizing agent. Just I'm writing over there, you just see, F2 is the strongest oxidizing agent and I2 is the weakest oxidizing agent. Now what is the reason behind it? The reason behind it is, we can simply give the reason on the basis of reduction potential values. We have studied in the electrochemistry also, beta. So whenever we are talking about the reduction potential values, usually what we are saying over there, that if the reduction potential value is highly positive, if the reduction potential value is highly positive, then there will be reduction. Okay, if it is if it is highly positive, then there will be the reduction. If reduction potential values are less positive, then reduction chances will decrease. Okay, now you will see, I will tell you some values over there. You please see, all of you. Reduction potential values, this is F2, this is Cl2, this is Br2, and this is I2. You just see, for the F2 it is 2.87, for the Cl2 it is 1.36 volt, for the Br2 it is 1.09 volt, for the I2 it is 0.54 volt. Clear hai? This is the value. Now you see the highest positive value is where? But the highest positive value is there only. That is why F2 is known as strongest oxidizing agent, and I2 is having a least reduction potential value. That is why it is known as weakest oxidizing agent. Is that clear to you to all? All of you are getting my point, what I told you over here. Okay, so this is the way that we can do these chemical properties. Next properties we will do in the next video. Thank you very much. Okay student, welcome back student. Next chemical property that we are going to study about the reactivity with the hydrogen. What to study there, beta? Reactivity with hydrogen of group number 17. Okay, then what to do there, beta? See, all of you please. If I am writing H2 plus F2, okay, then what you will get? 2HF, hydrogen fluoride. If I am reacting H2 plus Cl2, what I will get? 2 moles of HCl. If I am reacting H2 plus Br2, then what I will get? 2HBr. Okay, if I am writing H2 plus I2, what I am getting there? 2HI. Is that clear to you to all? Like this way we can get, these all are the hydrides of the halogen. Now let's start their properties one by one. Okay, but as we have done previously also, in previous group also, same way here also. Just see, all of you. Number one, we are having about the physical state. What to discuss, beta? About their physical state. So whenever we are talking about the physical state, what they told? They told HF is a boiling liquid, or you can simply say HF is a liquid, but others, HCl is there, HBr is there, HI is there. They all are gases. What do you think? What should be the reason behind it? But simply one reason is here. That is very, very simple, very, very easy. That HF is having intermolecular hydrogen bonding. What is there? In the HF, there is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. But in others, this hydrogen bonding is not possible. That is why HF is liquid, or you can say is a boiling liquid. Okay, now after that, but a second point is here in this second property about the melting point and the boiling point. But a melting and boiling point, as we have studied in the previous groups also, same way here also we will study. What we will say, HF is having a higher melting point and boiling point than that of the HCl. Okay, now you see, all of you, what usually we are saying that among the halogens, HF is having HF is there, HF is having a highest boiling point. What is it? HF is having a highest boiling point. Why it is having a highest boiling point? I think reason previously also we have discussed. Why it is so? Because in the HF there is intermolecular hydrogen bonding. What is it? Intermolecular hydrogen bonding. But in others, this hydrogen bonding is not possible. Therefore, the boiling point of HCl, HBr and HI is much lower than that of the HF. Clear? So usually what we are saying, the boiling point of HCl, HBr and HI is much lower than that of the HF. So as we move from HCl to HI, usually this boiling point is increases. What is the reason behind it? Why it is now increases? For the HF, it is exceptional case like this only. I think reason you know very well. So many times we have studied, from Cl to iodine, size increases, and due to the size increase in size, there is increase in van der Waals forces also. Van der Waals forces of magnitude also increases. And when the van der Waals forces of magnitude is increases, then what will happen there? Yes, then their boiling point is also increases. But the same way we can give it for the melting point also. Okay, melting point will be also highest for the HF. Clear? Now after that, student, we are having a next property under the hydrides. Number third is here about their bonds, nature of bonds. I think when I have made the reaction in the starting, from there only you got cleared that what type of bonds are there. But usually these hydrogen halides are having a covalent compounds. What is it? Covalent compounds. And what is going to happening over there? Okay, usually what they are having? Covalent compounds with a little bit ionic character. You see please what I am writing there. HF is there, then HCl is there, then HBr is there, then HI is there. So students, what usually we are saying like this way only, that their covalent character is usually increases from HCl to HI. What it is increasing? Covalent character is increases. Why the covalent character is increases as we move down the group? Yes, because their size is going to increase, and when the size is going to increase, then forces of attraction is also going to be increased. Or you can say simply covalent character increases down the group. Or another way is here, one more way is here that you can give this trend like this way also. How? You must see all of you. HF, HCl, HBr, HI. You can give it like this way also. Means you can give now here that their ionic character is decreasing. Maximum ionic character is in the HF and minimum ionic character in the HI. Oh, is that clear to you to all? Okay. Now after that, beta, we are having a next point number 4 in the hydrides only, about their bond length and bond dissociation enthalpy. What is it? About the bond length and bond dissociation enthalpy. अभी भी करके आए हैं बेटा, bond length and bond dissociation enthalpy in the F2Cl2 हमने पढ़ा था ना, लेकिन but it is with the halogen hydrides. Okay, so into that what is going to happening there, I will tell you what they are saying. They are saying here is HF, here is HCl, here is HBr, and here is HI. Okay, now usually they are saying like this, that bond dissociation enthalpy is decreases. This is the order of bond dissociation enthalpy. Means maximum bond dissociation enthalpy is in the HF, Okay, why in the HF? But because fluorine size is small, chlorine size is larger, bromine is more large, iodine will be the largest. And as the size of the atom is going to increase, then what is going to happening over there? See, then but a bond length is also going to increase, and when the bond length will be more, then bond dissociation enthalpy is going to be decrease. That is why in the HF is having a highest bond dissociation enthalpy. What does that mean? It means it is having a shortest bond length. HF is having a shortest bond length. Is that clear to you to all? Okay, that is why we have written this order like this way. Okay, student, next point is here that we are going to discuss about that. Point number 5, that is about the thermal stability. What is it? Yeah, that is about the thermal stability. I think we have studied this point of thermal stability in group number 15 also and group number 16 also. Now I am going to discuss in group number 17. But the same way as I told you previously also, if the EH bond is strong, then thermal stability will be more. Okay, now what is going to happening over there? What they have told you there? They are saying HF is having a maximum thermal stability, then HCl, then HBr, then HI. I think it's clear why it's so like that, because HF bond is strong, bond length is shortest. Now only I told you bond length is shortest. Okay, then bond is strong, maximum bond dissociation enthalpy is required to break the bond. Maximum bond dissociation enthalpy is required to break the bond, yes or no? Then that is why what we are saying, HF is having a maximum thermal stability and HI is having a least thermal stability. Is that clear? Okay, student. Okay, next point is here that we are going to do about the reducing character. What is it? 6th point is here about the reducing character. So whenever we are talking about the reducing character, beta, usually what we are saying about that, HF is there, HCl is there, HBr is there, then HI is there. Okay, so what usually they are saying reducing character is increases from HF to HI. What is the reason behind it? But it's a simple reason. As we move down the group, EH bond length increases and bond dissociation enthalpy is decreases. Means cleavage of element and the hydrogen bond becomes easy, or you can say removal of hydrogen from HI is becoming easy. That is why it is having a maximum reducing strength. HF is having a minimum reducing strength, but HI is a maximum reducing strength. Means removal of hydrogen is very much easy from the HI. Okay, student, next point is here number 7, that is about the acidic strength. What is it? About the acidic strength. And but I previously also I told you trends of the acidic and the reducing is almost same, means same way. HF, HCl, HBr, HI. HI is having maximum acidic strength because removal of hydrogen is very much easy from the HI. And why it is easy? Because bond between H and I is very much weak. Same reason as we told previously. Okay, student, thank you very much to all of you. I hope you understood all these topics what I told you over here. Thank you. Okay, student, you see please all of you, there is an angle when we are comparing the structure of OF2 with the water molecule. Please see all of you. In case of OF2, this is the structure of OF2. Okay, and here is the angle 103 degree. Okay, but in the water molecule also we can compare it with the water molecule. There will be the angle of 104.5 degree. Can you tell me why the bond angle is higher in case of water molecule? Very simple reason is there that fluorine is having a more electronegative. Okay, that is why this bond pair will be more closer towards the fluorine. But here, from hydrogen and oxygen, oxygen is more electronegative, then pair will be more closer towards the oxygen. Then what usually we are saying, in the water molecule, bond pair repulsions will be maximum. Bond pair repulsion will be maximum, and here it is repulsions are minimum, less. That is why H2O bond angle is greater. Clear hai? Then after that beta, after comparing the structure of OF2 with the H2O, we have one more structure is here. You must see there, all of you please. Now I am writing there, let it be this one. This one is here. This is structure is, now I am having a structure of what? O2 F2. What is it beta? O2 F2. And whenever we are talking about the structure of O2 F2, so student, whenever we are talking about the O2 F2 structure, you must see, and we can compare this structure with the H2O2. Okay, you must see there, all of you. This is O2. This is F. This is again fluorine. Okay, then what usually we are saying, and there will be the lone pair of electrons like this. Okay, now you must see there, all of you. There is the bond length 122 picometer between oxygen and oxygen, and between oxygen and fluorine it is 158 picometer. What is it? 158 picometer. Same way beta students, I am going to draw the structure for the H2 and the O2. You must see there, all of you please. This is 2 and this is H2 O2 structure is here. Now in this case, usually what we are going to write over there, you must see there the bond length between oxygen and oxygen, it is 147.5. What is it? 147.5. okay, and the OH bond length is near about 95 picometer. What is it? 95 picometer. Is that clear to you? Now you must see the difference. Okay, first of all, here it is. In this case, you see, is 122. It is 147.5. So oxygen bond length is greater in case of O2H2. The reason behind it, this one only. In this case, it is you are having 122 picometer. Okay, and in this case, it is the reason for this one, student. What is the reason behind it? Very simple reason is there. Then fluorine electronegativity is very much higher than that of hydrogen. So fluorine will attract the electron towards itself. Am I right? So that is why these lone pair repulsion between these two oxygen will be decreased over here. यहाँ पर क्या हो जाएगी? Decrease, because they are just pulled by the fluorine. Okay, but here in this case, here also lone pair of electron is there. Okay, but hydrogen electron activity is much lesser than the fluorine. So here they will feel, these lone pair of oxygen will feel more repulsion. What they will feel? Here they will feel more repulsion, due to which oxygen bond length is increases. Is that clear beta? Due to which oxygen bond length is increases. That is why there is a difference in the bond length of the O2F2 and the H2O2. Mainly we have to discuss only the bond length of oxygen and oxygen. Okay students, then after that beta, we are having next point is here. Into that only we have written one more thing is here, Cl2O. What is here beta? Cl2O. Cl2O. We can make structure for that one also, Cl2O. So whenever we are going to start or going to make the structure for Cl2O, so usually this structure is like that: oxygen, chlorine, chlorine. Clear? Then bond angle is 111 degree, and here bond length is 171 picometer, and see bond lone pair will come. Now I am going to make one more structure for you people, that is ClO2. So whenever we are comparing this one with the ClO2, you must see there, all of you, this is ClO2, and here is the bond angle is 118 degree. What is it? Bond angle is 118 degree, and here bond length is 149 picometer. What is it? Bond angle is what is it बेटा? बॉन्ड एंगल इज 149 पिकोमीटर. क्लियर है? अच्छा बेटा एक बात और भी है, सम स्टूडेंट माइट बी कन्फ्यूजिंग, सर आपने कैसे लोन पे लगा दिए यहाँ पर? बिकॉज क्लोरीन में वैलेंस शेल 7 होते हैं, 7 × 2 कितना बन जाएगा? 14 + 6, इट विल बिकम 20 इलेक्ट्रॉन. बट हेयर यू सी 7, क्लोरीन के 7, 6 × 2 12, कितने बन जाएंगे ये? टोटल 19 इलेक्ट्रॉन विल बी देयर. कितने होंगे टोटल? ये 19. यू सी मस्ट ऑल ऑफ यू, 2 4 6, 2 4 6, 12, 2 14, 2 16, 2 18, and 1 odd electron will be there. Okay बेटा. बट नाउ क्वेश्चन अराइजेज. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल देखो, अब यहाँ पर बॉन्ड एंगल कितना है? 111 डिग्री, and there is the bond angle is of 118 degree. I think you know very well why it is so, because if you will see it very carefully, first of all, the oxygen is containing 2 lone pair, but chlorine is containing 1 odd electron along with the 1 lone pair. Okay, but the main important thing is here we have to compare the bond length, not the angles. What bond angle is here? You can see in this OCl bond length is 171 picometer, but here in OCl bond length is 149 picometer. Means in this case bond length is shorter. Bond length is shorter because central atom is chlorine. Central atom is a chlorine, which one is having a vacant d orbital. What is it better? Vacant d orbital. So it can form p pi d pi bond. What it can form? P pi d pi double bond it can create over there. But here there is no possibility of p pi d pi bond, because oxygen in the central atom and it is not having any vacant d orbital. Is that clear? So again I am telling you students, so here we have just need to compare the bond lengths of the OCl bond. This is the OCl bond, this is the ClO bond, and ClO bond length is shorter because here chlorine is in the central atom, which is having a vacant d orbital, so which can form p pi d pi orbital. But here there is no p pi d pi bonding. Because why not p pi d pi bonding is there? Because oxygen cannot have vacant d orbital. Is that clear to you to all? I hope you are getting my point. Okay student, now after that, but the rest of some other structures are there that you have to just learn only. We are having a Cl2O6. So whenever we are talking about the Cl2O6, you must see there, all of you, this is a simple structure is here. It's like that, Cl2O6. This is the structure of Cl2O6. Same way we can make one more structure is here, beta, Cl2O7. So whenever we are talking about the Cl2O7, usually what we are saying is like that you have to learn it only, but ये आपने याद रखनी है. Okay, now just remember there, here bond angle is 119 degree, and here OCl bond length is 171 picometer, and ClO bond length is, this ClO bond length is 141 picometer. Is that clear? And here the bond angle is 115 15 degree. Clear? This is what we talk about. We have talked about the halides reactivity towards the oxygen. Okay, halides reactivity towards the oxygen that we have done. Okay, students, I hope you understood this one. Okay, student, we are having next topic, that is anomalous. What is that? Anomalous behavior. As we have done previously also for the nitrogen, same way here also. Anomalous behavior of fluorine, then what is it? Number one, fluorine usually having very small size. I think everybody is knowing. Same way, second point we can give absence of vacant d orbital, and same way third point we can give over there high electronegativity. Fourth point we can give that it usually shows, fluorine usually shows -1 oxidation state, but the others will show +1, +3, +5 and +7 oxidation state. Is that clear? Same way, next point is here, fluorine is having F2 is having a usually low bond dissociation enthalpy as compared to the others. I think you know very well, I told you why it is so, because of their FF bond becomes weak because of their large repulsion. Same way we can give one more point is here, that there is an anomalous behavior of the HF also. What is it? Anomalous behavior of the HF also. What I told you in the starting only, that HF molecules is usually liquid. Why it is liquid? Because of the intermolecular hydrogen bonding, but in others it is not there. That is why others are gases. Same way I told, we have done one more point is there, that is only the fluorine can make ionic fluorides. Only the fluorine can make ionic fluoride. That is why I told you in the properties that ionic character from HF to HI is usually decreases. Last point is here about the solubility. Okay, when we are talking about the fluorine is having a abnormal solubility than the other halides. For example, I will tell you, AgF is soluble in the water. AgF is soluble in water, but AgCl is insoluble in the water. Just remember these all the things. Okay, students. Thank you very much. We will meet in a next video.